Hello dear students, welcome to Swatantra Gupta classes. Today we are going to discuss the topic the Indian Constitution from civics books NCERT. Do you know students? आज वर्ल्ड की मोस्ट कंट्रीज में अपना संविधान है, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन है. It is not necessary that all countries that have constitutions are democratic. Now the question arises, why does a country need a constitution? The constitution serves several purposes. Number one, it lays out certain ideals that form the basis of the kind of country. Number two, a constitution tells us what the fundamental nature of our society is of a constitution. A constitution helps serve as a set of rules and principles that all persons in a country can agree upon as the basis of the way in which they want the country to be governed. The Constitution also prescribes rules that guard against the misuse of power by our political leader. Means हमारा संविधान या कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन नियमों को भी प्रिस्क्राइब करता है जो हमारे राजनेताओं के द्वारा इसका मिसयूज ना हो. The Constitution ensures that a dominant group does not use its power against other less powerful people और ग्रुप. मीन्स कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन इस बात को सुनिश्चित करता है कि कोई भी डोमिनेंट ग्रुप अपनी पावर का प्रयोग पावरलेस लोगों या ग्रुप पर न करे. नाउ वी डिस्कस द इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन की फीचर. नंबर फर्स्ट पे आता है बेटा फेडरलिज्म. व्हेन देयर इज मोर देन वन लेवल ऑफ गवर्नमेंट इन अ कंट्री इट इज कॉल्ड फेडरलिज्म. Means in India we have government at the center as well as at the states. The Panchayati Raj at the village level is the third tier of the government. The states are not merely agents of the federal government but draw their authority from the constitution as well. Means all citizens of India are governed by laws and policies made by each of these levels of government, in which the central government, state government and Panchayati Raj. Now the second point of key feature, parliamentary form of government. The different tiers of government are run by representatives who are elected by the people. Means it implies that people of India directly elect their representative and these elected representatives are in turn directly accountable to the people of the country. Now we discuss third key feature and that is separation of powers. There are three organs of the state, namely legislature, executive and judiciary. The legislature refers to our elected representative. The executive is a smaller group of people who are responsible for the implementary laws and running the government. The judiciary refers to the system of courts in the country for preventing the misuse of power by one branch of the state. It also ensures the balance of power between all three organs. अब आता है बेटा फोर्थ पॉइंट, फंडामेंटल राइट्स. देयर आर 6 राइट्स. नंबर 1, राइट टू इक्वालिटी, राइट टू फ्रीडम. नंबर 3, राइट अगेंस्ट एक्सप्लॉयटेशन. नंबर 4, कल्चरल एंड एजुकेशनल राइट्स. नंबर 5, राइट टू फ्रीडम ऑफ रिलीजन. नंबर 6 पे आता है जो लास्ट है, राइट टू कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल रेमेडीज. Fundamental rights are described as the conscience of the Indian Constitution. These rights protect citizens against arbitrary and absolute exercise of power by the state. One thing more, the Constitution also guarantees the right of minorities against the majorities. I have used the word arbitrary. It means it is a situation when nothing is fixed and instead left to one's judgment or choice. Our last point of key feature is secularism. A state which does not officially support any one religion as the state religion is called a secular state. The Constitution plays a crucial role in laying out the details that we would like all citizens of the country to adhere to, including the representatives that we elect to rule. So this is the end of the video. I hope you would like this chapter very well. If you like, please comment it, share it in your groups so that I could get the motivation from your side. Keep watching the channel and subscribe our channel for the future growth. Thank you beta. Bye bye.